We are back with another round of the Long Island Crokinole Club Spring League 2026 tournament. And for this round, we have Danny going up against Carrie. I think we've done introductions for everyone at this point, so players are just going to warm up and take some practice shots on that board. Carrie with a win in her first match against Charlie. Danny falling to the loser's bracket against Liz. Carrie ultimately falling to the loser's bracket against number 1 seed Dave. And Danny will hit it off here, starting off with a 20. Carrie will take first hammer. Carrie answers with a 20. Danny keeping the 20s race going on this one. And Carrie falling just a little bit short. Danny expertly moving his beer, as we do, and for a takeout 20 on that shot. Carrie sinks it, but she needs a miss out of Danny to get back in this right now. Danny leaving it just short, and Carrie cannot hit it out and a 20. Instead, she loses her shooter, and Danny will get another 20 off of that one, leaving one on the outside for Carrie to hit, which she does, but she's going to need a peel because Danny is going to be fully content to keep on his side of the board, hitting and sticking. Carrie can hit that shot all day, but can't keep hers in, and Danny's still on the board. Danny with another 20. 5 20s this round for Danny. Danny keeping on the outside, playing it safe even though it's locked up, and Danny will take the first 2 points of this match. Now, I know Danny is writing down the scores on his little paper there. Scores not necessary for this type of elimination match, but sometimes it's fun to keep track of your points anyways, see how you did. Danny priming to take his second shot. Well, the second shot of the round, his first shot. And Carrie will go up 120 as Danny cannot get a 20 there. And Carrie on the outside. Danny's going to need to bring play back to the middle or do some hiding. Carrie not sure what she wants to do. Is she going to go on the left side? Is she going to go in the center? It looks like she's choosing to go left, and she hits it. Gets a nice bounce back too. Going to be hard for Danny to try and follow through on this one. And he goes for it, gets a little movement, but nothing towards the hole. Carrie loses her shot. This is the opportunity for Danny to come back in this round, and he does with a 20. Carrie hitting and sticking, but now that hammer advantage is going to come in handy for Danny. Carrie's going to need to hit his out and get a 20 off something. And a miss. Now Danny can put this away possibly with a 20 here. And he does. Now it's going to be very difficult for Carrie to come back. And she gets the off, but not the 20. It leaves it a little close to the hole for Danny. And Danny will get a nice takeout 20. Carrie going a little far. And it looks like Danny, who's down for most of the round, is going to snatch this victory from the jaws of defeat. Hammer switching back to Carrie now for this round. Danny leading off with a 20. Carrie getting close to the center. And Danny letting it loose, but keeps his disc on the board. Carrie knocks him off, but is still down a 20. Danny fully content to stick, keeping it on the outside. Carrie bringing it closer inch by inch. She will need a 20 to get back in this, or a miss from Danny. But so far, Danny's not missing it, and Carrie keeps both discs on the board. Is Danny going to go for a hit off of the blue disc, or he's just going to hit the white disc straight on? Carrie with a nice double takeout there and leaves it on her side of the board. Going to be a bit of a reach for Danny here. And he misses it, goes a bit long. Now Carrie with a hammer and a chance to take the lead with this 20 here. And very close, but not quite, leaving Danny with a bit of a backboard on this one. And cannot convert the 20, but he gets a takeout here. Carrie still at the advantage with that hammer and a disc on the board. And she hits Danny out. Danny evaluating what he's going to do. He knows that if he hits that out and then Carrie hits his disc out, stays in the 15, it's a tie. And Danny gets a nice follow through there. Now Carrie has to hit that disc. Hitting that disc out, getting into the 15 is not going to be easy. She could also try and hit her white disc, promoting it to a 10 and keeping her shooter in the 10 for a tie. That's also a possibility, but that's a bit of a tricky one. Oh, she went for it, but she went for it. Unfortunately, will end up falling 10 points short, and Danny will take the win. Six 0 with Danny on the verge of a sweep as Carrie gives a nice look to the camera. Carrie going just long on her first shot. Danny looking for a follow-through, cannot get it. Carrie hits Danny right out. Danny going long, losing his shooter. It's a new game with 6 shots each, and Carrie will sink that for a 20. Danny with the answer, right back at 20. Carrie going a little long on that shot. Danny's going to have to hit that out. And he does, loses his shooter, or a new game with 4 shots. And Carrie hits a 20. Danny answers a 20. We're going to have the same thing again. And Carrie, that's 2 20s in a row. And Danny with the answer. This could be a first to miss a 20. And Carrie going long, misses altogether. That's commentator's curse right there. I apologize, Carrie. Danny will go up a 20. Carrie ties it. Now, if Danny misses his shot completely, then they will tie. And Danny, with a valid shot, he will take this 8 points to nothing. Players congratulating each other on a good game played, and we will see you in the next round.